Several people have made their own attachments for it, and that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Is I want to make a front end loader attachment for this tractor. So I got the motor sitting on there, oriented the way it's going to be. I'll have the breather over here and the exhaust coming out of the side. There's plenty of room for the arms to get by right here. And I am going to utilize these mounts. So I made a set over here to match those on that side. And as you can see, I put the fender back on there and a little dashboard piece back on there just to make sure I didn't get in the way of any of that stuff. So I found this gas tank out in the shed. I made these brackets for it right here to mount it right there in the front end, so I think that's a good spot for it. I took the original pieces out that was in here that would only allow for like a 5/8 pin. This allows for a 1-inch pin, but what I'm going to do for right now is I'm going to use a 3/4 pin, but I'll use 3/4 to 1-inch bronze bushings in there, and I'll have grease fittings in them too. And this should pretty much finish up what I'm doing to the arms. I'm adding this piece right here onto there, which should do double duty. It should strengthen this joint here. This part here, it'll strengthen that, and this is where the cylinders will tie into on the arm right here. So I just got a lot of welding on these to do to get them both welded up, finished welded and ready to go. I've added on to the back end of the frame just a little bit. I extended it about 9 inches, so I put these two pieces of 3-inch by 3-inch angle on here. And that was a receiver hitch that was on the back of there. Of course, it was 9 inches further up on it, so I've got it back here a little further just to help bring a little more weight toward the back end. And I'm planning on putting another piece on here, something like that, to make kind of a back bumper. And this is the continuation of the back bumper. 45 to the ends down here. Got the piece straight across. And I tied a piece in between the hitch and this just for extra strength, and I think it looks a little better. Got this piece of angle added to the front end here, and then I have some pretty heavy duty piping going up to the uprights there, and they've got a little bit of a bend in them right here so that it flares out and up as it goes back on each side, and they kind of go to the edge of it there. And I took the old seat off that was in pretty bad shape and found this one. This is off of a big Murray lawn tractor, and this already pivots up. This pivots up, but then this also pivots, but that's okay, I think. So I'm just going to drill a couple of holes in here where this will slide back and forth on this plate. And it's a lot better shaped seat. It's a pretty good shape. Just needs to be cleaned up. somebody that wanted to build something just like somebody else had. I always wanted to have my own unique thing, and the same way with this. I see these people that have these loader plans and all this kind of stuff, and that's all great, but I wanted to do something kind of my own. I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube like everybody else has about how to build one of these, and I've just kind of taken bits and pieces from each person of what they've done and kind of come up with my own. I did end up buying one of those plan deals, but I was really kind of disappointed with it when I got it, because I wanted it just strictly for where to get parts, about how much they would be, that type of thing. On the hydraulic stuff especially, I didn't need any of the, I'm not going to be one of these people that's going to go out and buy all the steel just like that. That's why I'm using this cherry picker. I always want to use things that I have and things that I can get cheaply. All the tubing on this thing and the angle iron steel and stuff is all stuff that I've collected from different places and different job sites that I go to and that type of thing. But getting back to those plans, when I got them in, it had stuff listed, but none of the part numbers were current. They were all discontinued, and the prices were like 3 times more now than they were on there as far as the reference price to it. That didn't do me any good. I just spent money on that and lost it. But that's the way I like to do things, is use stuff that I have and that I can get cheap and find different places. It's usually just me and the dog. But I just love to watch a good fire. In a fire pit, of course. Guys, I hadn't been doing much videoing of me actually doing the work on this project. I've just been kind of showing you what I did after the fact. So y'all leave a comment down below in the comment section if you'd rather see me do the work and how I did it, or just see what it looked like after I got done. But this right here was part of the system that raised and lowered the deck, and it would also, if you had some other sort of plow or whatever on the front, you'd have a rod that would hook to this, and it would move the plow around or whatever. But I made it a foot pedal control. This had the hand control up here for the drive system, and I wanted it to be foot control, so I actually used this whole bracket and lever and all, and I just welded some pieces on there for my foot, so forward and push back would be backwards. And then I had to just weld this little piece onto the rod and hook that linkage to it, shorten up that linkage and hook it to it to make it work. So I may still have to adjust that a little bit after I get it going, but I can't really do that till I get it all put together and see. I'm sure these spindles will probably be my weak point on this tractor. I am going to try to reinforce them a little bit by putting a piece of steel on here to just kind of reinforce this. This is what I come up with for reinforcing these pieces. I probably will end up having to either cut these out and put a 1-inch axle in there, or just completely remaking a new piece. I don't know. We're going to see how this is going to work for right now. And then this is some different hubs that I had put on there, and they just had some holes on each side right here, so I just welded a nut to them where I can put a grease fitting into both sides of it. They're just to grease them. too, and dadgum, I wished I had a cherry picker motor hoist. Oh yeah. Oh well.
A lot easier with 2 people, isn't it?
Yeah, I never got that. So this is what the tractor looks like all stripped down. Heck, it almost looks like a little buggy. Almost kind of looks like a buggy with all the bracing and stuff on it. And got the motor off of it and got it pressure washed. Getting ready to start putting some paint on it and getting some paint on this chassis. That way I could start putting things back on there. Hey guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks to Levi that came out and helped out some that you saw in the video. And y'all be sure and like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. And be sure and watch this video if you haven't already.